Coach Prime, I hope you're feeling much better over there, man, and look forward to seeing you back on the sideline soon. We know Coach Prime was going to be out today, but this is a game that everybody in the SIP was trying to see who was going to win because, you know, a lot of these folks out here, they are either Mississippi Valley State fans, they Jackson State fans, and guess what? They're looking to see who's going to have them bragging rights. And you know what? There's one thing that everybody failed to understand, that Mississippi Valley State has not beaten JSU since 2014. So if you attended either one of these universities or you are a fan, I know you sit back like, yeah, buddy, we about to have some talking going on today because we get to run it down your throat for the next year till we play each other again. But you know what? Everyone is well aware that this was going to be a battle for 60 minutes in which there was going to be no questions left on the field as far as who came out and did what in this game. But you know what? Coach Walker going to break this thing down for you right now so you can understand exactly how everything played out. Y'all know what time it is. It's your favorite coach back at it again, 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get all upcoming videos. Also, for all my leaders out there, don't forget, hit that notification bell, like, comment, and share these videos as well. And don't forget, tap in a friend or two and tell them to come on in. It's nothing but positive vibes. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And not to mention, you can follow us on social media. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we're just going to go ahead and tap right on in this thing right now. Because, guys, I'm going to tell you, this game had me sitting on the edge of my seat when I watched some of the stuff that was going on, but I kind of figured it was to be expected, especially from watching these two teams play in the spring. I already knew that this was going to be a game of wits and battles. But like I said, and I knew the JSU offensive front, they were going to be tested, especially with that front, that Mississippi Valley State front. You already know they're going to bring it every time these two teams play each other. I wanted to see if the JSU offensive front could hold up against that defensive penetration coming from the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils. And I knew this wasn't going to be an easy game for either team. But you know what? Before I jump into that, I got to say this. I want to thank the family member that let me know in the video that I did last week, the post-game video I did last week, in which I stated Mr. Gray had played in a game in which he had not. And it also brought to light something for me, which I'm kind of glad that person did bring to light for me to let me know that, hey, he didn't play. But it also showed that there's folks using content that are not making sure that what's being said is valuable. It's not valuable, but valid. So I thank you for that. And you know what? We're going to move on from it. We're going to go ahead. We're going to kick this thing on in overdrive. And we're just going to get straight down to the brass tacks. But I do apologize for the mistake that I made because, like I said, it just uncovered something for me. And I thank you guys for that. Like I said, all the time. Hey, I'm one who don't have a problem with apologizing for something if it's wrong. If it's something that I did is incorrect, I don't have a problem with apologizing for it. But like I said, this game here was a game of mistakes, and more mistakes. We know mistakes are costly in the game. And with both of these teams making these costly mistakes, you already know Mississippi Valley State, if they're not in tune with everything that's going on out there on the field, it's going to be a long day for them. But they found a way to continue to keep fighting. And, I mean, they had a puncher's chance at getting this game today against Jackson State. And I'm going to be real with you. The penalties is what really killed them in this game. Like I said, Mississippi Valley State had penalties while JSU had muff punts, and both teams had a bunch of turnovers by both quarterbacks. So here we go, guys. We're just going to get to it right now. And like I said, if Mississippi Valley State ever find a way to put 7 points on the board instead of kicking field goals, they're going to be a dangerous team. And they're going to be a true difficult out against some of these teams. And they're going to scare the heck out of some folks. And the reason why I say that is because of the fact that kicking field goals when you're in the red zone and you're not able to dial it in to punch that ball in for 7 points. I mean, come on, guys. At some point in time, you got to figure it out and make it work in no matter what you need to. Now, they weren't able to do it with the running back that they have over there, Johnson, several times in the game. They were able to rush him up and down the field and just, take advantage of everything that the Jackson State defense gave him because of the aggressiveness of the Jackson State front seven. Mississippi Valley State was able to run delays with him to get him through those creases and get big chunks of yards, leaving it up to the corners and the safeties to have to come down and make the tackles. Now, Jelani Eason, you know, he definitely had a rough day today. He was trying to force plays to keep the chains moving and put touchdowns on the board, but it just didn't happen that way. He threw the ball 26 times, completing 14 for 125 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions, and 6 sacks. Like I said, the JSU defense, they feasted out there off of the turnovers and off of the mistakes that Jelani Eason made today in this game. Now, like I said, the bright spot on the Delta Devils offense was none other than number 3, Caleb Johnson, who found the seams within the JSU defense to run the ball for 119 yards, 1 touchdown, averaging 4.8 yards per carry. Now, Mississippi Valley State's time of possession was 35 minutes and 55 seconds. Now, that was alarming to me today because you know what? The JSU defense spent a lot of time out there on the field, and you got to give them their credit. You got to give them their props today because they were able to turn Mississippi Valley State over 5 times today, 4 interceptions and 1 scoop and score. I mean, the scoop and score helped them put more points on the board, or the game would have been a little bit closer than what many anticipated. So I'm kind of glad that they were able to do that today to help their offense out because the offense was a bit stagnant today because the run game wasn't really there. But you got to give it up to Shedeur Sanders, QB1, who said, hey, look, I'm going to go ahead and put this team on my back. Unlike many others who, you know, they have rough games. They put their teams on their back and, you know, they get a pat on the back. Well, Shedeur, I'm going to give you a pat on the back today because, like I said, son, you earned it. You got out there with your teammates. You kept everything, things in the manner which you needed to based on what was going on out there with the defense and how your offense was playing. Now, again, I got to give the big uglies up front. I'm going to give them their credit because they only allowed 2 sacks on Shedeur Sanders today, in which he was able to throw the ball 31 times, completing 18 for 257 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 touchdowns, 1 to Rucker, 1 to Wyman, and 1 to Lanier. And he also had 2 interceptions that was sacked 2 times. Now, JSU, like I said, they got to find a way to get that running game together because, like I said, as this thing progresses, they got, 3 games left to go. And I'm telling you right now, they're going to need that running game against some of these defenses because looking at what Southern did today against Alcorn, you got to run the daggone ball. Like I said, trying to have the quarterback throw against those DBs, even though those DBs were, some of those DBs for both teams got issues. I'm just saying, you're going to have to find a way to run that ball. But you know what? JSU got Texas Southern next week. Who you got? Leave a comment below and let me know. But until next time, if you like the content, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. And remember, guys, be the one and lead.